Alright, I want to respond to this video that was sent in by these two students at the end of the semester. Little guitar playing in the kitchen here, and say that sounds kind of cute. However, seriously, it has to be the most explicit case of pleading I ever have encountered in class. And if I treated this as a warning to future students to not fall behind in class participation contribution, I could consider this an educational contribution, since it would be useful to show to future students so they don't end up like these people alone singing in the kitchen, begging for an A instead of the B, 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 B. On the other hand, I have to give these two people props for their imagination and subscribing to the religion that sometimes to get things in life you have to ask persistently. I also believe quite strongly that all deserved rewards are much better to obtain than those that you receive by begging, because if something is given to you based on begging, then afterwards you may have it, but it doesn't feel as good and justified and useful and satisfied as something that you get because you earned it. So anyhow, I will take your video under advisement and increase your class participation mark proportionally. I will do that. But having said that, I'm a firm believer that your successes in the future, 5-10 years from now, have nothing to do with your marks as an undergrad. I'm very concerned about how some students are very almost panicky that they get an 80 instead of a 78, or that they get an 82 instead of an 80 because they think they want to do this or that or so on. Most people who go to grad school and have a useful experience in grad school don't go immediately after undergraduate. That's just my personal opinion. If there are some exceptions, of course, people who go to law school immediately after undergraduate. I strongly disagree with people who are doing their MBA immediately after undergraduate, because then you graduate with an MBA and you got a master's degree in business and you know nothing about business. It's much better if you graduate, work in a company 3, 4, 5 years, then do your MBA. You'll be so much more mature in class. When the prof is talking about some management situation, oh yeah, I experienced that. But otherwise, it's just an academic exercise for you. However, be that as it may, I know some people want to get good marks for doing something beyond that. I'm not saying you shouldn't try to do that. I'm just saying that the way things are in our modern life these days, with so many career changes and plans for this and that changing all the time, you need to understand personally that some of the things you're going to end up doing have nothing to do with whether you got a 77 or a 78, and you shouldn't be so anally focused on that minutiae detail. More importantly, you should be thinking about the big picture. Is this prof teaching me to learn in a useful way, like read the newspaper on a regular basis, or is he teaching me how to analyze things and be able to look at some disparate information and synthesize it and use it to make conclusions and decisions? That's the most important part of an education. So, that's a true mark of an educated person. And I think that actually the two people who made this video showed that in something else they did in this course. Those little GOPS videos that they did, I thought those are pretty good and imaginative. So those are my thoughts. I hope you find that useful. Peace. That's me.